Well, I declare, I don't even know what time it is. It's nice to engage in relating to your partner and having good conversations that have nothing to do with YouTube, and or maybe some of it does. Um, I think I was listening to Philly in the Philippines and his move to, where'd he go? He went to Surigao? Surigao? And from his experience of shipping the material that got damaged, furniture and everything, and then trying to set up a cash account or something at the bank and what he had to go through. And we were discussing things like that about money and so forth. We never had trouble opening up a joint account out here. It was with PNB too. No, I never had trouble with that. I make it very simple. I mean, I don't have a dollar account, any shit like that. Very simple. My Social Security money basically is in my bank, another country, and I just go to the ATM machine, make it simple. Yeah, there's going to be fees involved, but there's fees involved with just about everything, really. Anyway, let's get to the meat and bones of this topic here. Uncle Jesse called me a ped diddler. Well, Ricky heard it too. Ricky heard that too. And Uncle Jesse wants to be this unassuming guy that doesn't like to, loner, he calls himself, keep to himself, and yeah. Well, Uncle Jesse, look, I think you'd learn better by now. Don't throw stones at people, and we look at your situation, and you got and Uncle Jesse's got to understand, because we all feel the same way. Whether or not his girlfriend is of legal age or not, and first of all, how long was he really with her? Okay, she's 24 now or something. He says he's been with her for 5 years, but I think it's been longer than that. Before, certainly, he's been married 2 years now, I think. Somewhere around there, right? Okay, doing good. Doing good. Thank you. So, I heard this from Ricky's show, and that's why I went to look at Uncle Jesse's show. And he's calling me a ped diddler. In other words, he's trying to call me a pedophile. Well, he's got to understand that what's a good thing or a curse, I don't know, according how, what side of the fence you're on as far as morals and stuff. And yeah, his girlfriend, well, call her wife. The fact is, she does look like a little girl. Okay, she looks like a little girl. And even if she is of legal age, she still looks like a little teeny bopper. And he's like in his, what, he's 60s, 70, I don't know what he is. He's up there. At least, I got together with a mature woman, and there's no question that she's not, 15 years old, okay? But this is what people see, and you're not going to change that, Uncle Jesse. You're going to have people all the time. I don't care what age she really is. It's how she looks. Uncle Jesse, if you were in America, and it's something, isn't it? I know. If you had this woman in America, well, you'd have to go into hiding. But see, a lot of these people get away with this shit in the Philippines. Now, look, I'm not arguing with her real, whatever, chronological age is. But when you look at her, you see what clearly looks like a little teenager. I don't know, something genetic, I don't know, biological, I don't know. I don't know the whole story with her. I'm not going to pretend that I know the whole story on anybody. But when you look at Uncle Jesse, his girlfriend, wife, whatever, of course he's going to get that reaction from people, and he's got to get used to that. Instead of responding and calling somebody else a pedo like he called me. What did he call me, a ped diddler? Listen, Georgia boy, I'd knock that fucking peach smile of yours off your face. You said that to me directly. In your case, I'd fucking do that, not give a shit about anything. The fact is, a lot of people like myself, and I'm not gonna sway away from my belief. You picked this girl out of several girls that was sitting down. You were geared toward her because she looked like the youngest. I know what's going on with you, Uncle Jesse. I know what's going on with you. It's your legal way of having a little girl, at least somebody that looks like a little child. Only you get away with it legally. With all the hundreds of thousands of women in the Philippines, you chose a girl. Good, I want to listen. Send my link. You chose a little girl, somebody that looked like a little girl. What a perfect legal situation to be what you're calling me. Shit, my woman is 49 years old, and she don't look like a little 13-year-old or 12-year-old. She looks good for her age, but nevertheless, she's a mature woman. Yeah, he must know about the other guy, and no, if he don't, he should. And Uncle Jesse, you have to understand something, that you're not going to get away with people not questioning your relationship with her. I mean, this is the way I see it. I mean, you've said that you've been in trouble in your life with jail and stuff. You've said things before. People listen. I'll be honest with you. I don't follow your show. Like other people, they may just, let me go see what's going on with Uncle Jesse. They go over there and they listen to this really backwoods Georgia guy, Southern accent and values and all, not much different than Alabama, and listen to you. And some people get a charge out of your accent and your lifestyle. And the guy's living in shacks. I mean, I don't know. And I guess it don't matter what he's living in, really. That's not really the issue. I couldn't live the way Uncle Jesse lives. I just couldn't. Some broken down shack. Would he work some deal? He's given so much per month, $45 a month to buy the place or something? Is that what he said? You could correct me if I'm wrong. That shack needs to be fucking torn down or burned down, Uncle Jesse. I would never live in a structure like that. Never. I don't know. You might be making about as much or more than I'm making on Social Security. Well, I have other endeavors, but nevertheless. And I'm taking advantage of that fact. That's why I live in a nice house. Because unlike you, I want to spend the rest of my life in comfort. At least something that is comfortable to me, that is functional. The roof is not leaking. Birds are not getting in my house. I mean, I couldn't live that way. I could not live that way. Guess you could. This is probably the way you were brought up and the way you were living back in Georgia. Right? So when you're over there saying I'm a ped diddler, say it to my face. I get tired of these people hiding behind their camera or protection. Say it to my fucking face. You got to understand, you put yourself into that situation, Uncle Jesse. I truly believe that all the women you could choose out there, you came across a bunch of what looked like little girls. And when you look at this guy, his woman, how could you not react? Everybody has. The way she talks, her demeanor, her looks, her size. She acts like a little kid on a little bicycle. And if I didn't know you, didn't know who she was to you, never met you, which I never have. If I never saw you on YouTube, and I came across you and your wife, and I didn't know anything about you or her, you were married, I didn't know anything about that. I would turn and say to my partner, I'd say, oh, that must be his granddaughter, or maybe a kid. But you got to understand, Uncle Jesse, this is what people see. Whether she's, legal age or she's not. Yeah, I got a woman, he's got a girl. Thank you. Exactly, Roger Rabbit. You're going to expect this reaction for the rest of your life here in the Philippines. Because I say there's no excuse. Personally, what I think, and this is my opinion, Uncle Jesse's got his own. We all have our opinions. This is mine. I'm not going to deviate from this. You chose her because she looks like a little kid. And you could get away with it. That's right. I said it. She may be legal age on paper, but she sure don't look it. And you get mad at people when they make comments about you and her. Well, you decided to get together with somebody that looks like some girl that haven't even reached puberty yet. What kind of a reaction did you expect? Sure, she may be of legal age. You're legal. You're both legal. You're not doing anything wrong. You got a legal marriage. She's legal age, okay? We've assumed or came up to that conclusion, I don't know, that she is legal age. But anybody who looks at her, you gotta understand this, Uncle Jesse, anybody, and anybody who has seen her on your videos, they're like taken back, saying, wait a minute, what, that's your wife? I always thought it was your grandchild or something. This is a normal reaction from people. This is normal, Uncle Jesse. But I personally think it goes deeper than that, and I follow my instincts, and I've been right about a lot of people on here. With all the Filipinos out here, you can't even count them. You decided to pick a girl or a woman that looked like a little child. Probably didn't have any fucking pubic hair. That's how young she looks. Probably didn't have any when you met her. Who knows? Of course you're going to get a reaction, Uncle Jesse. What the fuck do you expect? I personally think it goes deeper. That you are the very thing that you're calling me. Oh, because people say that about me means it's true? Well, everybody knows I'm not. But because of what people said about me, you have to go on your show and you said it out of your own mouth, you piece of shit, that I'm a ped Diddler? Ped diddler? That's exact the words you use. Why did you say it? Pedophile. That's what you meant. That's what you said, basically. I'd punch you square in the jaw, motherfucker. Punch you square in the jaw. You piece of shit, lowlife from Georgia. Punch you right in the fucking jaw. Now, you cannot blame people. You cannot blame people at all for thinking or saying to themselves, I don't understand this. From my eyesight, what I'm looking at, Dix looks like a little girl. With all the choices you had, Uncle Jesse, all the choices you had, you picked a girl that looked like she wasn't even out of puberty. I reached puberty. Of course people are going to talk, Uncle Jesse. You did that all on your own. Stop attacking people for thinking that. You're in the wrong. His shack is slightly better than Fozzie. Yeah, I know he's living in shit, but we're not really talking about his living conditions, which, yeah, it lacks. That's for dang sure, as Georgia boy would say. That was for dang sure. It's embarrassing how some of these fucking foreigners live. Whole idea is I'll just get off the living conditions for a second, but you come out here, you want to live a little better life somehow. You're retiring. And the fruits of your labor, whatever, call it that, you decided to move out here to live the life of Riley. Okay, I get it. I understand it. Uncle Jesse. I understand it. But god dang, dude. What do you think people are going to think? I'm sorry, but with all the choices in the Philippines, come on now. Hey, look, I could have chose a fucking 15-year-old, 16-year-old. Why the fuck would I do that? It's against the law, even Philippine law to a point. I think they were allowing people to have sex at 13 years old at one time, weren't they? If you were a normal man, would you go to have sex with a girl that's 13 years old? Well, your woman looks like she's fucking 13 years old, so don't jump on people. They deserve to make these comments about you or her. Because, we look at her and we just can't help it. Why would a grown-ass hillbilly like... But let me tell you something. Your girlfriend, wife, whatever the fuck she is, by all means, by all observation from anybody who's ever seen her, looks like a little child. And to me, that's an excuse to be of age. You're protected. But why didn't you choose a woman that looks like a woman, not a child? Is there something behind this, Uncle Jesse, that you'd like to talk to us about, which you never will? You knew you were going to get all those stares and hecklers and all that stuff. You knew that, but you did it. Yeah, Robert says decisions have consequences, Uncle Creepy. You're a creepy man, I think, Uncle Jesse. You're creepy in every way. You're creepy. A lot of these backwoods guys, they do a lot of backwoods shit. There's a lot of shit that goes on in the family, Well, like fucking each other's cousins and sisters and shit like that. A lot of these deep south backwoods guys like this guy, you hear about this all the time. Incest, Maybe he had incest going on with him. So don't bother him to go pick out of 100, I don't know. How many million eligible Filipinos we got in this country? Too much to count. I don't know the stats on that. I'm not going to pretend I do. There's a lot. But he decided to go pick this one chick. Legal age or not now, but he decided to go pick this one chick that looked like a little girl. What could be better than the perfect position he put himself in to legally be with her, yet have a woman that looks like a little kid? What could be better to what he calls me a ped diddler, whatever. I think it was ped diddler. Isn't that what he's doing? All right, the age thing protects him. I get it. He made the choice for her. When there was plenty of Filipinos that looked their age, he fell for her. I'm sorry, folks, but there's something wrong with this picture. Yeah, you see what happens with backwards people. 2 different eye colors. What does that tell you? All right, could be Uncle Jesse's son. Yeah, Maybe. I don't know. Except they're from different states, but, In a way, it does kind of come with the territory. You know, these southern states in America, a lot of that shit goes on up in the hills, in Appalachia, and, the backwoods. They're fucking their sisters, cousins. Jesus Christ. Anything goes, moonshine. Dang, moonshine, everything. Let's go fuck your sister. Let's go fuck your cousin. It's all acceptable out there. Nobody's going to say a dang thing because it's pretty acceptable in these backwoods communities, mountain communities or otherwise. There's a whole lot of shit that goes on down there on a sweaty, hot, sultry day in the South, sipping on those mint juleps, but that's a higher class of people with the mint juleps, though. Sipping on their corn whiskey, sipping on their moonshine. Has it affected their brain? Fucking moonshine, you might as well drink fucking gasoline. Why not? How much different can that be? Might as well drink ethanol. Alabama and Georgia are next to each other. T-Rex says, is Florida a southern state? Yeah, Florida's a southern state. Sure it is. Can't get any more south than Florida, really. Well, actually, you can. Actually, in Hawaii, there's a point on the Big Island where it's the southernmost part, not mainland USA, but USA nevertheless. There is a point out there I've been to many times. It actually is the southernmost of the states. The southernmost part. I used to go to a nice donut shop there with really nice pastries. It's a nice place to visit. And it's the southernmost part, right in Hawaii. It's not mainland America, but still, it's a state. But what he has to understand is that he gets mad at people when they make an observation. How could you not? How could you not? You did that all to yourself by getting together with a female who looks like a little child. And you're always going to get these looks. Somebody is always going to make a comment because, well, I could understand why. Okay, again, and again, they say she is legal age. Okay. You're covered on that, dude. And be glad that you are. But I personally think, my opinion is that you made that conscious decision to be with a woman that looks like a child. So when you're calling me a ped diddler, you piece of crap, country bumpkin, say it to my fucking face. Make a trip. Say it to my fucking face. I'll put you in the same goddamn place that somebody is right now. You familiar with my situation, Uncle Jesse? I think you are. I did it with him. Now he's facing a lot of jail time before he even gets his conviction. Hear that siren? They could be coming for you, Uncle Jesse. Be dang glad that she's of legal age. Because you can get away with that shit out here for any period of time. And that's the only thing that's protecting you. But there's still a lot of people that have the same thoughts that I have. I'm not alone on this. That is a siren that lets you know that it's lunchtime for workers out here, like they don't know. It also goes off at 9 in the morning to remind you gotta go to work. Everything's like a prison, really. And it also goes off, I think it's 5, and it also goes off at 9 p.m. to warn people that there is a curfew here. That if you are children, there's a curfew of you being out on the streets. Have they enforced this? I doubt it. Highly doubt it. Okay, I'm going to ask my girlfriend a question here, too. Hello. I got a question for you, my sweetie. Now, I'm doing a little show here. It's about Uncle Jessie. You've seen Uncle Jessie. And you've seen his wife. Have you or not? It's a yes or no question.
I didn't get it.
You don't get it. Nobody gets it. But have you seen Uncle Jessie? Yes or no?
Yes.
Have you seen his, wife?
I don't recognize
You don't recognize what?
the wife.
No, I'm not saying that you know her.
No, I don't know.
Have you seen pictures of his on video?
In video, I see.
That's all I'm asking. Have you seen a direct question? A direct question. Have you seen her on his videos?
Yeah, I see.
Does she look very young to you?
Oh yeah, it's very young.
Now, if you
Very
didn't know
old.
any better, how old would you say she was? Not knowing her real age, if you didn't know any better, how old does she look to you? And you're a Filipina. She's got an expression on her face. She's trying to figure it out.
Because sometimes some people's very old face but very young
Oh,
look.
okay. Let me be more direct, and you have to be
But
direct.
that
Okay,
lady
looking at her,
is a
looking,
young woman.
just a direct answer, I'd
Yes,
appreciate that. Does she look like a child to you?
like under 18 years
Oh,
old.
definitely under 18. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay, so you agree that she looks very young if she's supposed to be like 24 years old. You would basically say, without putting words in your mouth, you would say that she looks more like a teenager.
Yeah, look like
Okay, and she's a Filipina. Okay, who's best to ask for the Filipina? Okay, yeah. Roger says she looks like she's 15. And he looks, I can't see, there's like a little share thing on here for some reason. They had that siren here during the lockdown. Well, we have it here. We have it here. So, on the issue of Uncle Jesse here, and give me a thumbs up if you agree what I'm talking about on here, that to anybody, and Uncle Jesse's got to understand that. That's the point I'm making here. You made that conscious choice. I got a couple of burritos in there. You made this conscious choice to get together with a girl, a female, let's just say female, that looks like a little child. And people like myself and others, we could all be judgmental, every one of us could. But in this case, it's very obvious to us that she far does not look like, her chronological, whatever age. She looks like a little child. And you made people to think. I mean, personally, I would have never, I'm going to be honest with you, if I had a wife or girlfriend that looked that young, I would never put her on YouTube for the world to see because people are going to have their opinion and they are going to talk. And they are talking. That was your mistake. So if you're getting hecklers out there and you got people that are questioning your relationship and how old she is, there's always going to be a lot of, you're not going to stop that because it's so obvious to people what's going on here. Because what I was saying in my show earlier, Gilda, was that with all the choices of Filipinos out here that he chose from a crowd would look like a little bunch of little girls. His eyes, he talked about a story on this once before. His eyes went to this girl. He did not know her age at that time. I saw his shows. He did not know her age. But he still chose her, not thinking that maybe she's like really underage. She certainly looks underage. Why would he make that choice unless he had called me, I heard Ricky's show, and Ricky said, had listened to Uncle Jesse. He was making reference to different YouTubers that he felt was giving him a hard time or didn't like the comments. He called me a ped diddler. In other words, of saying that I'm a pedophile. I made a statement on here, I'll smack you square in the jaw, you say that to my face. Or you're going to wind up like somebody else is, in jail. In your case, there was no excuse, because apparently there's a lot of people that agree with me on this. That you had your choices of women to get together with, but you chose someone that looked like somebody's granddaughter. But you got away with it because of the fact that maybe she was legal age when you actually met her, or maybe she wasn't. I don't know, because we don't know how long you've known her before she was your girlfriend or you married her. We don't know for sure what age she was when you met her. We do not know that. I remember you did a video that you shared, Uncle Jesse. There were like 3 or 4 girls sitting on this wooden bench inside a structure somewhere. I remember it clearly. They looked like a bunch of little giggling girls. Give them the chewing gum. Give them a dolly or something. But you said, in your own words, that you were focused on this girl. There was something about her. Something about her that charged you up. And without even knowing your age, you pursued, Uncle Jesse, you pursued a relationship with this girl. Roger Rabbit says, he's not a loner. He's on YouTube wanting praise for such a young girl. Roger Rabbit says it's YouTube. We got to have opinions, Uncle Creepy. Well, Uncle Creepy, you got opinions as well as I do, and all my viewers here got their own opinion, and they've spoken out, some of them anyway. As I said, if we didn't know you from dog shit, never saw you and your girlfriend on, your wife, on YouTube, and walking down the street, see you hand in hand, or even just seeing you walking together, we would automatically assume that, maybe this was your child, or perhaps your grandchild. Because Uncle Jesse doesn't look like a younger man. For his age, he looks pretty goddamn old. So we would say maybe it's his grandchild. Hey, it's an observation that most people would take. I mean, people would be talking right away. Then if they seen you holding hands with this girl, or even being affectionate, typical reaction from someone would be, ew, what the fuck is that all about? I'm gonna tell you, Uncle Jesse, you wouldn't get away with this shit in America. You were a girl that looked that young in America. First of all, you wouldn't get anybody that young anyway, even if she's of legal age. It just doesn't happen. You're not Brad Pitt. You're not a movie star, okay? It's all acceptable in America. You see these old guys, I don't care, from Rod Stewart to everybody, they got the youngest women that money can buy. And that's the thing. Well, if it was about money in my relationship, I would go, go and find a fucking little girl or somebody radically younger than me. 50 years to my junior. I never did that. And the youngest girl I've ever dated, is only a few, was 36 years old. 36 years old. Ain't nothing wrong with that number, bro. Nothing wrong with that at all. Even though I was still at a more advanced stage than the 36-year-old. 36, not 15 or 14 or 13. 36. And any woman, there's only been a few that I cavorted with in the Philippines, was in their early 30s or mid-30s. Every single one of them. Well, there wasn't much, but they were at an age that you could say, okay, I see there's still a big age difference between me and the girl I was with. But she's a mature woman. A woman in her 30s at least is acceptable. It's acceptable. Even though you may have 30 years on them, it's still acceptable out here. Because they're a mature adult. That's the difference. We always talk about this age gap shit, you know? Well, Uncle Jesse, I don't like you calling me a ped diddler. As I said, I'll punch you right smack in the jaw. You said that in front of me. If you don't know much about me, I got somebody in jail that's facing trial, is in trial, for something that you're calling me, mofo. Don't put it past me. I've proven. You gotta watch your words, Georgia boy. You gotta watch your words. Because words can get you in trouble. Just like putting your girlfriend, whatever she is, on camera. That's where you went wrong. How could you not know, except that's maybe where you're trying to build up your channel. Look at me with this young girl. Look what I got. Look what I got. No, it's shameful what you have. It's shameful. I get it. She's still a legal age, but come on, man. Seriously. You put a girl on your show, no matter what relationship you are to her, married, girlfriend, at the time, and she acts like a little child, riding a little bicycle with the bell and giggling with the other little girls. Jesus Christ, she looks like, she hasn't even come into puberty. How could you put yourself in a relationship with somebody like that? Oh, it's love. I don't care about the age. Well, you're not doing anything illegal, Jesse. No, you're not. I'll put that forefront. I'll put it to the other listeners. He's not doing anything illegal. But you see, I don't know. And he's never gave the whole story, a truthful story. How old was she when he first met? He's been with her 4 or 5 years now. How much earlier than that did he know her?
How old now?
Huh?
How old now?
I think she's 24, looking like 14. Yeah. But you see what he don't talk about, Gilda? They're like 5 years together now. So it put her around 18, 19. It's still legal, still. Absolutely. But what we don't know, how long was he with this girl prior to coming on and telling people? I mean, he never really said, he said a lot of things, but how old was she when he met her? Because I remember the video. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, But I could tell you one thing. He did a video one time and he showed, it's kind of around the time, he had some photographs around the time. And he showed these photographs of her and his other little children sitting down on a bench or something. And he made note, but this one is attracted my eye. My Georgia eye. My moonshine eye. Yeah. He said it. He showed it. Did he not? Am I lying? Let's see. Jessie should apologize before it gets worse and move on. Jessie tried to P. Diddy you. It's him being weird. Exactly. I smack him, punch him right on the fucking Georgia jaw. He said that kind of shit in front of me. All I've ever said about my shows about Uncle Jessie, notice I got the accent too, might as well get it down, is that his relationship with this girl is very peculiar, as everybody out there absolutely agrees. And I personally think that there's more to the story. How long before he announced her on YouTube was he seeing this woman who looks like a little child? How long? Was she an underage teenager at the time that he met her? Is he going to tell you the whole true story? Dang, no, he's not. Phooey on you, Uncle Jessie. You made that choice. So don't go getting mad at people. Don't go getting mad at people because they're saying that your wife, girlfriend, looks and acts like a little child. It's obvious. No matter what age she's at. Legal. Yeah, I think we may have established that she's at a legal age. But don't jump on people's case, Uncle Jessie. When they make these comments saying, how old is your wife? I thought that it was your granddaughter. Or at best, your daughter. Don't jump on people's asses because they're making an observation, a very obvious observation for all of us, every single one of us. There's not a troll or anybody else out there that's going to disagree with what I say. Unless they themselves are a pet diddler. They're not going to agree with us. A pet diddler. He called me a pet diddler. I heard it, Uncle Jessie. You want to go to war with the North, brother? The South lost. Keep that in mind. Confederacy went downhill, brother. Don't go to war with me on this shit. I don't like somebody calling me a pet diddler, which just another way of saying that you're a fucking pedophile. Prove it. I'm not with a girl that looks like she's fucking barely got fucking hair on her pussy. She's so fucking young. Jesus Christ, dude. That marriage could have happened before they changed the laws. Yeah, they did have laws here about that. How old was he when he thought marriage to a teenager is a good idea? You go, girl. Well, I gotta check my burritos. So, you gotta think before you say something, or else you get yourself in a world of hurt. A world of hurt that you will have regrets the rest of your dang life, sir. Don't fuck with me, Uncle Jessie. I don't like being called a pet diddler. I got somebody out there that'll tell you that he did something radically wrong with me on the same note. And where is he right now? He's locked up and he's also facing trial, not just for immigration, but he's facing trial for cybercrime. Calling me exactly what you're calling me, Uncle Jessie. How many women were you uncle to anyway? That's an endearing term sometimes, Uncle Jessie. Did all the little girls call you uncle, sir? Did they? It's an endearing term. It means you're safe. Your uncle. Your uncle. That's a common expression here in the Philippines. It's a way of respect. It's also a way of saying that, you're older than me. Call you uncle, because I can't call you daddy. I can't call you, uncle. My girlfriend's kids call me Uncle Frank, out of respect, as an example. And I'm going to say, Uncle Jesse, you can't be taken back by people's comments that, when they look at this girl you're with. I apologize, the woman you're with. Okay, looks like a little girl. A little giggling girl who, I don't know, hasn't reached puberty. She got that look. Now, just to put it up front, Uncle Jesse, I've nothing against your girlfriend. I don't know her personally. Probably a nice little girl. Nothing against her at all, and I'm just not going to say anything bad about your, wife. Nothing at all. I just think she looks like a little girl. She acts like a little girl. She talks like a little girl, and you deserve everything you're going to get for making that choice. Legal or not in age, and we don't even know the whole story on that. We don't know how far you go back with that girl. We don't know. We only know what you told us. And people can believe that or they cannot believe that. But this again is a disclaimer. I have absolutely nothing against his, wife. It's hard for me to say that, his wife. It's so hard. How could you not look at his wife and come up with some kind of conclusion in your mind or thought like, what the fuck? And you're saying to yourself, wait a minute. First time you ever see this, you're saying to yourself, wait a minute. Whoa, horsey, wait a minute. Are you telling me that is your wife? That is your wife? Of course they're going to be questioning. Dude, come on, man, get serious. So stop, attacking other people for having their own thoughts about that because it's so obvious. When any woman looks that young, whether it's a birth condition, I don't care what it is, people are going to question your relationship, sir. As I have, as many other people have, as anybody who has ever seen your show. They're going to be scratching their heads saying, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Something just ain't down right. Jessie got more hair in the ears and nose than the girls. And Roger Rabbit says, what would happen if someone like him came to your house to go get to Gilda's daughter? Yeah, exactly. Well, her children have a lot more sense than he does. A hell of a lot more. Pardon me a minute. No, I wasn't pissing. So that's all. That's all I'm trying to say here. I'm not gonna make I'm not gonna make 3 hours of this shit. People call each other a lot of things on YouTube, but these are hot. These are still hot because you could have one of these.
Wait, I ate already, man. Earlier.
What did you eat? It's lunch now.
No.
All right, I'll wait till.
Rice.
Oh, rice. No,
eggs,
rice.
And
Eggs.
with over the fish cakes.
Oh, okay. All right. Good question, though, Roger. Let's get them thumbs up, folks. Good show. Good show. Good topic. Good topic. So you could take offense, Uncle Jesse, to what people say about you, but you got to understand you can't blame them. Come on, thumbs up, guys. You can't blame them for what they see. They don't understand. And I admit that I never understood myself. Never understood. How could I not react? How could I not react? And we know you're not doing anything wrong legally. Now, as I said, prior to how long you said you've known her, we don't know how long you've actually known her when you told her how long or what age she was when, she became your so-called, quote, girlfriend. See, we don't know that. Hit the button, people. Okay, premium inspector. Premium inspector. Premium. Yeah, we don't know that. And you could be right on the button with the truth, that she was legal age when you met her. Could have been. I don't discount that. I'm not going to discount that. But there's still people that seem to think that maybe you're not telling the whole story. Because you yourself, upon some photographs that you did on your show, I wish I had them, you showed this group of girls, young giggling girls. Gee, give them a lollipop or something, a little ice cream cone or something, which you probably did to lure her into your web. How could you visually look at a girl, and she obviously looks like she's like 12 years old at the time. How could you possibly find yourself attracted to a female that looks like at the time she was about 12 years old? There's something wrong with you, sir, right from the start. I don't care what age she is at now. I think this goes back when the laws here changed. I think that you've been with this girl when she was a much younger age. And you've seen what she looked like, but you were still attracted to her. Weren't you, Uncle Jesse? You were still attracted to her. That is sick. In my books, I can't speak for everybody else, but I think most people would agree with me on this issue. That's sick. Plain hillbilly sick. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you. And I don't care what age she's at. You made a conscious decision to be with a girl that everybody was going to question about her age. Legal age or not, on paper, whatever. You made that conscious choice. A grown-ass man, a grown-ass hillbilly from fucking Georgia. The backwoods of back Georgia. Well, maybe that kind of stuff goes on all the time, brother. But even here in the Philippines, they're definitely going to look. Most people don't look unless the age difference or how they look is so obvious that even the Filipinos can't get over it. They're saying, wait a minute, this old grayed out, grizzly looking guy, tall guys with this short little girl. Oh, that must be his kid or grandkid. Even Filipinos talk about this. It's not just foreigners that are making comments about this, it's even Filipinos. They accept the age difference here in the Philippines. They see an old cracker guy with some really young woman within reason. We see this all the time. We're used to it. We know what's going on. The girl is with this guy for money and it's a convenient relationship, whatever. You do this for me, I'll do that for you, either way. Even Filipinos have gotten used to that. They barely even turn their heads anymore. They barely even blink their eyes anymore. They see that every day. They're used to seeing it. It's commonplace out here. However, when a woman looks that young, that even Filipinos start turning their head and saying, wait a minute, what's that all about? This guy was being affectionate with her. Is that his kid? Grandchild? Of course, even Filipinos are going to talk, not just foreigners. Get with the program, dude. He doesn't want attention from you or your 8,000 strong. Yeah. Well, he's going to get it. He called me a pet diddler? Did you really? I went and had to see it for myself. Uncle Jesse. Had to see it for myself. As I said, you call me that to my fucking face. We'll square off, Georgia boy. Do it. That's what I tell people. You got something to say? Show me it too. No, you can get away with a lot of shit on YouTube. When you come with that kind of shit, if you're living locally, you ain't necessarily going to get away with that shit. You better apologize, sir. You better apologize. Because there's going to be people that agree with me out there. And you just started doing shows again, didn't you? You haven't been on much. You're starting to do shows again. You're just going to get attacked like there's no tomorrow for that statement. You made your choices in life. You made your choices. You got to live with it. You chose a woman that looked like a little child. And what the hell did you expect? What kind of reaction did you expect from people? I respect people's choices, but it comes to a point when I say, oh, come on, dude. Dude, really? I mean, really? You made that conscious choice to be with that girl that looks like a little kid. So people may be thinking you're a pet diddler. And that's why you've had so many people that were always attacking you on your show. Because if anything, the perception that they had was that you were a pet diddler. This is my reaction. It was a lot of people's reaction. You put yourself in that situation, sir. I think there's more to the story. I think there's a hell of a lot more to the story here that you're never going to admit to. Roger Roberts says he doesn't want to see that. And Robert says, what could you expect? I mean, duh, right. Excuse me. I decided to just throw something in the air fryer. A couple of burritos. Gosh, they're not that bad, except any preservatives they might have them. As I said, I'm not a perfect eater. I'm a good eater, but not a perfect one. Unfortunately, most of my diet is actually pretty damn good. See what I ate last night, you'd understand. God, what a salad I had. Put hair on your chest. Kind of stuff I eat. Put hair where it belongs. But, Uncle Jesse, you made your choices. You gotta live with yourself for the choices you made. Now, I don't think any of us here, including myself, is saying that your wife there is a bad person. Nope. I won't. Never said that. We're talking about you, sir, not your wife, girlfriend, whatever the fuck she is. I don't think anybody has anything against her at all, except for the bad choice she made to marry some fucking Georgia hillbilly, some backwoods moron, dumb shit, moonshiner, criminal record. He's admitted that. Him and the law are not exactly, unfamiliar with each other back in Georgia. Isn't that right, Uncle Jesse? Isn't that right? So don't talk about anybody else. A pet diddler? Told you, motherfucker. Square in the fucking jaw. You said that in front of me. I might have taken a legal route with somebody else, and that was probably the righteous thing to do. But I'm getting tired of this whole shit. Square on the jaw, motherfucker. Square on the jaw. You would deserve it. You made your choices, now you gotta live with it. You gotta live with it. I could never, ever, 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 ever be with a woman, whether it's some birth defect or something. I'm sorry. I could never be with a woman that looks like a little child, because I would never hear the end of it. Because no matter where I went, no matter where I'd go, I'd be getting looks from everybody. It would make me feel like a heel. It would make me feel like a fucking lowlife if I ever did that kind of shit. Of course you're getting attention, Uncle Jesse. Of course you're getting attention. What the hell did you expect? Unless you wanted that attention. Roger Rabbit says you did not do that to him. He made all that happen. You're correct, Roger. And Roger says he's just waiting to start e-begging once she's pregnant. Oh, God, I hope not. Remember, every Filipino wants to have a child. Well, I don't know if he has any swimmers or not. All that moonshine and all that shit. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? But I certainly hope that doesn't happen. She'll be raising that child on her own. Look at the shit shack he's living in. Say all you want about me, Uncle Jesse, but I'm taking care of my woman high style. We got a nice house, and we have a nice life, and she's proper age. Absolutely, she's an adult. She's what you call a grown-ass woman, as you say in your part of the country. A grown-ass woman, not some girl that looks like she just haven't even started her fucking period yet. Couldn't do it. Couldn't bring that kind of negative attention to myself. I will never do that. I would never have done that. Never did do that. That's the end of that story. How many kids does she plan on leaving there? Who the fuck knows? Well, okay, I gotta get off because I want to eat something here. I already got prepared, and right now I'm kind of in a warm place. I'm not in the air-conditioned living room at the moment. I just thought because I just kind of heard Ricky's show. He was kind of ragging a little bit on Uncle Jesse, and happened to mention that Uncle Jesse called me a pid diddler. Really, Uncle Jesse? I think about that statement. You're doing it, but you're doing it legally. And I'm sorry, even if she's of legal age, that might apply to you, because you know damn well when you made that choice to have her as your girlfriend, you knew damn well, rootin' tootin' raspberry well, that she looked like a little child. And shame on you, Uncle Jesse. Shame on your old backwoods hillbilly ass. We're out.